Hey guys, welcome back. It's Nurse Karma. I just wanted to give you guys a quick update. I know you guys have probably been like, hey, how come she hasn't made another video? What's going on? Well, I've been really busy. I actually had a surprise and I was hoping that everything would work out so I could be like, surprise! I was applying to graduate school and I just found out yesterday that I got in and I was like, oh my god, I have to tell my best friend, I have to tell the world. I'm like, dreams are coming true. I'm like, I can't wait to share with my fans. I'm like, and I have to tell you guys that I've been loving the feedback that I've been receiving, the comments, the love. I'm so glad that the tips have been working for you guys. So I decided that now, since I have first-hand experience, I could share it with you guys. And the most appropriate topic for this video is graduate school interviews. And let me tell you, how most things end up happening in my life is that I have something kind of weird or bad happen, and then I have something really great come along. So 6 months ago, I had planned a trip to Costa Rica, and I was so super excited because I'm like, yay, I'm gonna have so much fun. I'm gonna go whitewater rafting, and I'm gonna go look at the volcanoes, and it's gonna be so great. And then 3 days before I leave to Costa Rica, they tell me, hey Karina, you've been selected for an interview for graduate school. And I was like, oh my god, this is phenomenal. And then I see the dates they selected and they're all the days that I'm not gonna be in town. So the first thing I did was I wrote them a message, an email, and I was like, hey guys, can we kind of reschedule? Maybe you could interview me the following week. I'll be back in town and it'll be great. And then they're like, no, sorry. This is the week we're doing it. Take it or leave it. Here it is. And I was like, oh my god. I'm like, there must be something we can do about this. I'm like, we have to work this out. I've been waiting for this for forever. And then they were like, okay, well, we can do interviews over the phone. And I don't mind doing interviews face to face, but for some reason, I always tend to cringe when it's over the phone because I can't see their faces, they can't see mine, and I'm all about energy and positivity, and I just sometimes feel that you lose that connection over the phone. So I was a little bit nervous about it, and actually, I was lucky enough that I was granted this interview, so I was like, okay, I'll take anything at this point. I'm like, this needs to happen. This is my future on the line. So I canceled all the excursions that I had scheduled that day. I like to prep myself mentally, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna follow my own advice. Everything I told the viewers, that's what I'm gonna do, because I need to be a role model for them. And they called me. Let me tell you guys, I was so nervous, but like it was like this little controlled flutter that I had going on in my chest, and I was like, okay, I'm like, I can do this, I can do this. So I had to call them, and as soon as they asked me the first question, the question was, tell me a little bit about yourself. And oh my god, I was like completely disoriented at this point. I was like, who am I? I'm like, what is it about me that's so great? So I freaked out and I sounded like the weatherman and I went on a rant and I started talking about things that I don't even know if they were coherent or not. It was like, and then I stopped myself. I was like, hello, what are you doing? Your life's in your hands right now and you're ruining this wonderful opportunity. I'm like, and you're missing out on the rest of Costa Rica to be in your hotel room waiting for this phone call. I'm like, you better get it together and you better toughen up. So what I did was, and this is a great tip for you guys, I caught myself. I said, hold on guys, give me a second. I'm really nervous. I've been really waiting for this phone call the whole week and I just need to collect myself. I took a deep breath and I swore it was the longest, most awkward silence in the world. I was like, these people are gonna think there's a lunatic on the other end of the phone. But I collected myself and my boyfriend was in the room. I turned back to look at him and he was like so freaked out because he was like, oh my god, you just ruined this. He kind of did this to me. He was like, don't even look at me right now. And I was like, no. I'm like, he needs to believe in me. I need to believe in myself. So then I self-soothed and I answered the question, and then the rest of the interview went well. I tried to keep myself cool, calm, and collected, and I did. And then afterwards, I did exactly what I tell you guys that you should do. I debriefed with myself. I was like, okay, they asked me this, and I said this. That was a good answer. They asked me this, and I said that. I'm like, that wasn't such a good answer. But, okay, so let me tell you guys. The second question they asked me was a little bit weird. I wouldn't expect it for a graduate school interview, but it was, how do you plan to pay for graduate school? And I told them that, you know, this was something that I'd been looking forward to for a very long time. So I had been saving for the whole year that I'd been working as a brand new nurse. They asked me if I was part of any committees on my unit, and I said yes, because I am. I'm a part of the Employee Engagement Committee. They asked me if I was doing any research or involved in any research, and I told them that I was, that I collect surveys on small studies that we do on the unit. For example, one of them was how to reduce stress levels on our unit for our nurses, and I was actively participating in that study. I actually made the surveys, I passed them out, I created bar graphs, and they were really impressed because they were like, that's pretty good considering the fact that you are a brand new nurse. Like, you've only been working on the unit for 1 year and you're already so involved. I told them that I was very committed to education, that I thought it was something so important to me, and it was mostly because I feel that I've been granted so many opportunities with so many scholarships that I've had, that I haven't had to pay a nickel for my college education, and I just wanted to give back to the community what I feel that I had received in turn. And this is what Nurse Karma is all about. It's about giving out good karma to receive good karma. Well, I don't do it to receive good karma, but you know, what goes around comes around. So, you know, that was one of the questions. So the last question they asked me was a scenario question, and I was supposed to answer it speaking as a nurse practitioner. And it was a psych question. They said, okay, you have a 76-year-old patient that reports to you that they're having depression. What would you do? And I just answered the question as best I could. I said that, you know, I would question what's going on in his life. I would definitely treat the patient holistically, you know, talk to him regarding what he believed depression was in the first place. And then that according to that, I would see whether the patient needed referral for maybe to speak to a psychologist or psychiatrist for added support, because whenever you give medication for psych problems, you always need to make sure that you're treating the underlying cause and giving the medicine. It goes hand in hand. And of course, like I always tell you guys, after every interview, they always ask, do you have any questions? And of course, I was like, yes, I have questions. And I asked them, you know, when would I hear back from them? They actually suggested to me in the interview that I could go ahead and enroll in a dual enrollment program, which I could graduate with both my nurse practitioner and education certificate, which I was like, yes, I'm like, this is exactly what I need. I'm like, I didn't even know it existed. The only thing they were like, okay, instead of getting your master's in 2 years, you'll get it in 3 because you'll be graduating with a double degree. And I was like, okay, this is something I'll consider. And it was just phenomenal. It was so great. You see what happens when you ask questions? Things just get planted in your lap. So they told me that I would hear from them in a couple of weeks. and I was so excited, and you know, they seemed a little bit impressed by a couple of things that I had said, and I was very happy, and I was like, I hope I get in. I'm like, because I need to go and celebrate with my best friend that also interviewed, and we need to be like, yes, we made it, exactly what we spoke about in nursing school, that we were gonna go to NP school together. It's happening. But I wanted to surprise her about it, so I told her that I didn't know, that I missed the interview and that was it for me. But yesterday I found out she got in and I got in, so now I'm gonna go surprise her with a cake, and I'm gonna be like, surprise, we both got in. She's gonna be like, ah, oh my god. So it was great. It turned out great. Okay guys, so basically the outline of the tips for getting into graduate school are: you have to be a part of some type of nursing organization. Like in my case, I'm in Florida, so it would be the Florida Nursing Association, or you could be part of the American Nursing Association. And if you are, you know, you have to know a little bit about it just in case they decide to question you on it. It also looks really good when you're involved in your unit, you know, and especially if you guys want to go back to school like 1 year post nursing school, it looks really good that you get involved so early, because that shows them that you're persevering, you're determined, and that you can handle heavy tasks, because you're not only struggling as a new nurse, but you're also taking on a new task of being part of the committee and trying to seek improvement. And another thing is, you definitely want to stand out by doing something different, something that's unique to you, something that means so much to you. Community involvement, medical mission, or, you know, just maybe taking out time every day and going to the Boys and Girls Club and encouraging them to continue their education further. Something very unique, you know, those type of things in interviews make you seem like a memorable candidate, because they're like, okay, not only is this girl just talking, but she's doing, or you know, not only is this guy talking, but he's actually doing something about it. That shows engagement and commitment, and that's what it's all about. And never forget to stay true to yourself. Always let your personality shine. You just walk in there, if you're in there live, and you make sure your personality shines through, because that's what's gonna differentiate you against the other people that you're competing against. Okay guys, so I'm so happy to have shared this with you guys, and I hope to keep creating videos. I have a couple of ideas. I was thinking maybe of doing something to how to reduce stress levels, because nursing can be very stressful. You know, first year experience as brand new nurse, what that's like. And I just hope to keep encouraging you guys to keep moving forward. Everything is possible, and like I always say, the world is in your hands. Okay, all right, love you guys. Hippie love, signing out.